I'm pretty sure we're all really excited about episode 5, especially since we already have some pretty interesting teasers from Gooseworks about it. However, what's also interesting is that with episode 5, we'll be entering the second part of the series. Since it's going to have 9 episodes total, and with 4 already out, episode 5 will probably be a turning point for both the characters and the story itself. So in today's video, I'm going to try to piece together all the information we have about episode 5 so we can get a better idea of what might change in the next episode and how we'll see the story unfold from here. So as we know, episode 4 ended on this scene of Gangle sitting alone, when Zubul approached her and told her to come back to the others with them. We saw that this actually meant a lot for Gangle, who is usually really self-conscious, but the fact that Zubul showed Gangle that they care about her makes me think that maybe we'll see Gangle becoming a bit more confident in the upcoming episodes, and maybe she'll come out of the shadows and become a more active member of the group. And Zubul, the more we see about them, the more it turns out that Zubul is actually a really caring person, because they have been there for everyone if you think about it. In episode 2, they were the one who organized Kaufmo's funeral. Then in episode 3, they talked to Kane about their struggles, even though I'm pretty sure that they had already gone through that a couple of times without a significant change, but still. And then in episode 4, they stood up to Kane in the beginning when he came up with an absurd idea for an adventure and called him out on forgetting about the suggestion box. Then we also saw that they took care of Ragatha during the whole episode while Ragatha was high on the stupid sauce. And then at the end, Zubul was the one to make sure that Gangle was okay after the chaotic day of her being a manager at Spudsy's. And based on these little things, I think Zubul is a key character in the circus, and hopefully we'll see the others reciprocating their kindness, and they will also show Zubul that they are not alone with their problems. And I actually thought that maybe Ragatha could be the person who would be there for everyone, but with each episode we can see that she's actually struggling a lot, mostly with her own feelings. Now of course episode 5 will be mainly about her and Jax, so what I'm thinking is that we'll see the aftermath of her getting high on the stupid sauce and then being honest with everyone. And Gooseworks also shared some interesting answers on her Tumblr about Ragatha in episodes 5 and 6, which suggests that maybe she will show a different side of her that we didn't really get to see yet. And maybe this is what will cause the storm that Gooseworks talked about when she said that episode 5 is gonna be the silly before the storm. But Gooseworks also dodged answering the question when someone asked if Ragatha is gonna be okay after episode 5, so maybe this could foreshadow that the change in Ragatha's behavior could cause the others to change as well. Because if you think back to this scene,
after a while it gets kinda hard to tell how genuine she's actually being.
This means that the characters are well aware that Ragatha is not always genuine, which means that there's a certain distance between her and the others. And we do see that the others care about her, but they don't really open up to her that much and don't let her in completely. So maybe this dynamic between Ragatha and the other circus members will be one of the main topics in episode 5. And what I'm thinking is that even though until now the characters played along and knew where to draw the line with Ragatha, it seems like in episode 5 we'll see Ragatha's evil side, whatever that means, which could open up some interesting new aspects. I think it's possible that the circus members could point out directly to Ragatha that she's being mean or not genuine, which seems to be Ragatha's biggest fear.
I hate you, but I don't want you to hate me. Is that weird?
She cares a lot about what the others think of her, and that is also why she tries to keep up the always kind facade, even though we know that people are much more complicated than that. We can't always be positive and kind, because that would make us one-dimensional. People have complex feelings, and that is okay, but I don't think that Ragatha is aware of that. Now, another possibility is that she and Jax will clash, because we saw in the previous episodes that these two characters often bicker, and they just seem to be complete opposites. Jax doesn't really care about what the others think of him. Moreover, it seems like he purposefully puts up walls around him so that no one can even get closer to him. But despite the two characters' different approaches, we can recognize that they are both just as insecure, and they try to hide their true emotions behind these different facades, which is pretty interesting. And I think it makes perfect sense that Gooseworks will use Ragatha and Jax as the two main characters in episodes 5 and 6, because this way we can see the two sides of the same coin, even more defined. And Jax's transformation is also really interesting. In episode 4, we finally saw how he really is when he's alone, and we saw that he seems broken. Gooseworks had a lot of tweets and Tumblr answers about Jax, where she said that Jax is a troubled person and that he has a reason for why he acts the way he does. So hopefully these next 2 episodes will reveal more of his background. And what I think is possible is that Jax could open up to Pomni a little bit in these episodes, because in episode 4 we saw that he asked her how she was doing, and that was a bit unusual for him. But of course we can argue that maybe he didn't have the strength to be mean after a really long shift, but maybe there's more to it. And in reality he's getting tired of acting. And I think it's likely that we'll see both Jax and Ragatha opening up to Pomni, just like Gamigu did in episode 2. Because after all, Pomni is the main character, and since she's had the most contact with Ragatha and Jax out of all the circus members, I think it would be nice to discover their real personalities through Pomni. For Gangle in episode 4, I think it made sense that she was rather careful with Pomni, and instead she was literally masking her real emotions, but maybe Ragatha and Jax could be different. But I also have another theory based on Gooseworks' answer here, where someone asked her for a line from Pomni in episode 5, and she wrote, "I am just being here." And as we know, episode 5 will take place in the Colosseum, so what I'm thinking is that maybe it's possible that the adventure will be sports themed. And yeah, maybe there will be some NPCs that we don't know about yet, but what if the circus members have to form groups and Pomni teams up with Jax and Ragatha, while Kinger, Zubul and Gangle form the other team? And then the NPCs will be the crowd that's gonna cheer for the characters. And so maybe Pomni will only be a passive sufferer of Ragatha and Jax's arguments throughout the whole game. Maybe there won't be any heartfelt conversations or characters opening up to each other in private like in the previous ones, but Jax and Ragatha could argue throughout the whole episode. And since they have been in the circus for a pretty long time, maybe they would bring up some past things that we could learn about, and Pomni will be there between them, and maybe they will expect her to be the judge of their arguments. But I also hope that maybe there could be something about the CNA company, which first appeared in episode 1 and then again in episode 4 on Kane's computer and papers in his office. Now I'm not sure how it would fit into the theme of the episode. Maybe CNA could be the sponsor of the baseball game they're going to play or something. But since this is one of the main mysteries in the series, and so far not much has been revealed about it, I hope that maybe in episode 5 or 6 we'll get to learn a bit more about what this company is and what role it plays in the circus. One of the main theories is that CNA is the company that created the game, and Kane as well, but as for what their motives really were with this game, we cannot be sure. But maybe the characters will soon find out what they became a part of and what the real purpose of their existence inside the game is. But let me know what you guys think about these theories down in the comments, and also let me know how you think the characters could change in these upcoming episodes. Thanks for watching, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.